Hola, estudiantes. It's Mrs. Santiago here. I just wanted to make a version of your school verbs vocabulary that will allow you to see if you dragged and dropped the correct labels to the correct pictures to create the visual vocabulary. I'm in your OneNote, Chapter 4, and the page is School Verbs Vocabulary. I'm going to eliminate the table of contents, and I really don't want to make the page too much bigger because I want to be able to see both pages to drag the labels to the correct spot. Some of them are cognates, some of them are easy to remember. Now, I've already put in a few of the harder ones. Let's look at the ones on the IR verb page. Okay, the IR verb page. So you know right away that I am on this page, IR verbs. And then over here we have the ER verbs. Okay, that should also help you find the correct ones. Remember, the verbs are labeled by the last two letters. We have AR, ER, and IR. Today we're focusing in on the IR and ER verbs. Now, the labels are tiny and you're going to want to resize them, but you can just grab them. Let's look at this first one. Remember to resize, take them by the corner and make them a little bit bigger. Okay, dividir. Dividir is an IR verb. It's a cognate. It means to divide. So that goes over here, dividir, right? You're going to divide your bread. And then I'm just going to resize it to make it fit the box. Let's look at the next one. Vivir. Vivir. Okay, another IR verb. So vivir, I always think of the Ricky Martin song, Vive la vida loca. So vivir, to live. Okay, so this is going to go here. I'm going to resize a little. That is the life of the little boy, right? Vivir, to live. Compartir, another IR verb. Compartir. I remember this one by remembering my companion gets part. My companion gets part. That means I'm sharing. If my companion gets part, then I am sharing. Compartir. Compartir. It's not going to fit right in the box, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Compartir. Okay, decidir. Decidir, cognate, to decide. Decidir, to decide. The next one is recibir. Recibir, cognate, to receive. Recibir. Abrir, not a cognate, but I do use this in class. Abrir, to open. Abre la computadora. Abre la puerta, to open. Here the little boy is opening a gift. Abrir. Escribir. Escribir. Escribir, to write, like a scribe. Okay, if a scribe in class, if you break your arm, they give you a scribe. That's escribir. Imprimir. For me, it's kind of a cognate, right? To imprint. Okay, imprimir. So that is to print. Imprimir. Let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Now we have all of the IR verbs in place. Let's repeat them together. Imprimir, escribir, abrir, recibir, decidir, compartir, vivir, asistir, dividir, confundir, subir, and añadir. On this page, to print, to write, to open, to receive, to decide, to share, to live. Now, this is a false cognate. Asistir looks like it should be to assist. It means to attend. It assists your learning if you attend school. Attend. Dividir, cognate. Confundir, cognate. To be confused, right? Confundir. Subir, to go up. Now you can go up a mountain or you can go up the stairway. Subir. Añadir. The chef is adding spices to the pot. Añadir. Now let's look. I am going to scroll over a little bit here. We have the IR verbs. The first one, let's actually start. I think the bottom ones are easier. So comer, we've had this verb, comer. In the video I explained, my mom used to say, come and get it when it was time to eat. Comer. Next one is leer. It is not leer. Leering at someone is not a good thing in English. This is leer, like lay down, L-A-Y, in the air you breathe. Leer. Leer, to read. Leer. What do you read? A libro. Leer. Beber. Okay, beber reminds me of the word baby, which is bebe, and I think it comes from the fact that all babies do is drink. Beber, to drink. Vender. Okay, I think it's somewhat of a cognate because when you go to the farmer's market, the guys that are selling something are called vendors because they're selling. Think of a vending machine. What does it do? It sells. Now the vending machine even says when you put the money in, it'll say vending. Okay, vending means selling. Vender, to sell. Responder, cognate. Responder, to respond. She is trying to respond to una pregunta, a question. Responder, to respond. Entender is written in for you. Entender, I think, is a little bit hard to remember. So entender, to understand. To understand. Entender. Okay, then we have correr. Okay, correr. Correr, to run. Okay, correr, to run. Romper. Okay, romper. If you fall on your rump, which is your bottom, you're going to break it. Romper, to break. Aprender kind of reminds me of entender. Aprender. Think of the word apprentice. What does apprentices, why do people have apprentices? Okay, the apprentice is learning, to learn. Aprender. On the bottom row, nothing for you to put in. Barrer, sorprender, and toser. Barrer, to sweep. Sorprender, to surprise. Toser, to cough. Okay, let's review the ER verbs from the bottom to the top. Repitan. Toser, sorprender, barrer, correr, romper, aprender, entender, responder, vender, comer, leer, and beber. How did you do? Muy bien. Okay, now let's look at the second half of the work today in OneNote. Part 2, use or choose 10 words from the visual vocabulary pages above and write them on the school plan below in the places that the activity is normally done. The word may have more than one location, but you only have to write it in one. So use your creative thinking. Draw arrows if the area is too small. Watch the video to better understand the instructions. That's what I'm doing right now, is giving you better instructions. So I'm going to choose one of these words. I'm going to take correr. So where in the school do you do that action of correr? Well, there's multiple places, right? It could be on the soccer field, el estadio, or campo. You could be correr en el jardín or en el gimnasio. So I'm going to take that word correr and I'm going to write it in here. My best writing. I'm going to make it super big. Okay, so correr. 1 done. 8 more to go. I'm sorry, 9 more to go. So I just did one. I'm just going to put a little dot next to that or maybe a check mark because I used that one. You can use any 10 words. What if I was doing one that had to go into this little baño? Okay, what I'm talking about is I would draw the arrow and put the word out here. Okay, maybe here I would say, this is just an example, not an IR verb. Lavar, to wash my hands. Lavar. Okay. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. Gracias.